Tell them run it up. I wake up. Yeah.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, just wet, tell them run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell them run it up, I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check, no drip, just wet, tell them run it up, no sleep, no rest, might crash, might wreck, but first I stretch, tell them run it up. 9 out of 10, roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice, send.
Greetings to everyone. Tonight, we're laboring under a disability. I have laryngitis, but I knew I had to come on because I want America to be safe. Because it's Ebony Sports Reporters, and if you leave Coach Rob Jiggy, also known as Coach Rob DeLoach, Coach Julius Hall, and Coach Bernard Brown on the show by themselves, it is too frightening what will happen. So I'm sacrificing myself right now for the team, for America. So we have a guest here. We start off with a special guest tonight, a guest who is a coach also here. Now, I got to go back and say there are some topics we're going to be dealing with that I think are really pertinent to us as Black folks, tied to Lamar Jackson, tied to Kyler Murray, and tied to Patrick Mahomes. Because, again, we were going to deal with, but then also something hit me, and I had been wrong because I have not done something. I should have done this a while ago, and I got to go back in time. I got to go back in time to set this up. One of the things I told people in 2019, 2020, and 2021, when I spoke, I told folks, and then, because see, sometimes people think, because Coach Julius Hall, people go and say, I make stuff up, I lie about stuff, my information is like incorrect. I told people, I said that there were urban tennis teams in Savannah, Georgia. I say, when I say urban, there were Black tennis teams in Savannah, Georgia that played at Forsyth Park. Julius Hall mentioned something. He went and mentioned Bartow. And I said, I said, see, I'll throw that out there. So that's what urban tennis teams that were in the 70s, and I want to say up until the 80s, where our children playing tennis, they had teams. But then also in the 1990s, some of y'all may know Abdul Hafiz Elamine, who was a counselor for Gateway, a clinician at Gateway, Thailand, and also America Work. Y'all know him. Y'all know his wife, Regina, who has a daycare. He was a coach for a soccer team in Savannah, Chatham County. African Americans, totally African Americans. And so Elamine made me understand. So he said, Jamal, this is the way to get some of our kids into college, for them to get scholarships. He said, yes, we got them doing the other sports, but he said, guess what? Our kids are excelling when it comes to this right here. And so sometimes here, as Coach Bernard Brown said that if you put us in certain areas, we're going to take it over. So Elamine did that. Later on, when Elamine now retires from that, we don't have that same impact in Savannah anymore, in Chatham County. But then at Geechee Corner, the Ivy Museum in Riceboro, Georgia, what happened, it was something called the Coastal Outreach Soccer Team. And now I'm going to say this right here. There's somebody else we're going to get, Coach Sean Williams, who was basically the creator of it down in Brunswick, and Coach Otis Muhammad, who we got here tonight, because I was down at Respect for Life Bookstore. He and his wife have a store, Respect for Life Bookstore in Brunswick, Georgia. I was down there, and I told Brother Otis, I said, oh, my God, I need to kick myself. We needed you on the show. So just to throw it out there to you, that I tell people look at movies and all that stuff. They talk about, oh, look at the Titans and all that stuff like that. They see those movies. I go tell people, I know people that happened in real life who are around me. So here go these Black people. They decide to start a soccer team with Black children, Latino children. And guess what? Do you think people were down with that? No. All the stuff you can imagine that they did to try to stop them, to prevent them from being a part of it, and even giving them recognition, it happened to them. And I'm not talking about 1950s. I'm talking about 2000 teens. They even say their kids not good enough. And so, Brother Otis, it ain't you saying this. So I don't want nobody in Brunswick trying to say nothing that you're going to have. Oh, I'm going to say this, Brother Otis. When you say Oh, Brother Oz, when you got upset by the high school counselor who was happy that a black male child said he didn't like school and he was smiling, and you want to do something to him, I want to do something to him. When you told me about that, I'm like, here goes somebody stopping our children from excelling. But then now at that same place, somebody else, this ain't coming from Otis Muhammad, y'all. I don't know about in Brunswick, Glenn County say he was giving out information. That here it is, you got a coach, a soccer coach at Glenn Academy who goes and says, oh, that black boy right there, he's not good enough. So that's why now the black boy go over to Brunswick, the black boy is stellar. But not only that, that now they take the black boy and now put him on the state level. Everybody in the state like, wait a minute, who's this kid? He's from Brunswick, Georgia, from Coastal Outreach Soccer. Then not only that, now you take on say to the southeastern region, you now have compete with people from around other states here. They're like, yo, who's that kid? Coastal Outreach Soccer. I ain't gonna say no more because I tell folks this. I tell people 27-17, we needed this decades ago in Savannah. And imagine the number of people that we would have doing the things that we're going to see what happened now with what Coach Rob DeLoach is doing and Coach Sam Carter. So that's why I'm going to say I've had this experience before 27-17 with Coastal Outreach Soccer and what they were doing. I ain't going to say no more, Coach Otis. I want you to go and talk about it because you all are putting people in college and the other things you all doing too. Go, Coach Otis Muhammad out of Brunswick, Georgia.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I want to say that we call Coastal Outreach Soccer Club, and so by saying club, we are not limited to soccer. One of the things that we understand about our children is if you get them to have respect and appreciation for themselves, when they fall in love with themselves, whatever you put them in, they will excel. The formula is not that we got to do more drills for this and more drills for that. The drill has to be done with that child. And so our soccer club was started in 2004. And we've been blessed to keep going. I just left the futsal court where the boys that we started with, who were little boys, are college students. And they're on that futsal court playing together against our younger students. Now, why would we do that? Why would we take children and put them up against guys who were good enough to earn scholarships at college and make them play and make sure that our college boys understand that you are not to have mercy on them? Because we want them to succeed one way or another. Just before I left, one of the girls that's on my team, I told her all we need is one goal against these great college athletes. And they went at it. And just before I left, she combined with my daughter and she scored that goal. Now, when I told her we need one goal, she had a look of doubt. She's looking at me like, what are you talking about? Against them? And sure enough, before it was all said and done, she succeeded. Now, we learned along the way, and this has been a hard road, folks. I'm telling you the truth. The road from the beginning, 2004 to now, has not been easy. You know, there were many, many sacrifices made by the brothers I call the Big Three, myself, Coach Sean, and Coach Neil Dawson Sr. There were many sacrifices made. And we ran up against a lot of stuff. But we persevered. We kept pushing. So Coastal Outreach Soccer Club, it is about soccer is the hook. It's a soccer-based youth development program. So while we are focused on soccer and improving their soccer skills, we also have STEM programs, robotics programs, tutoring programs. We have one of the players that Jamal was referring to. I just learned before I left. There are 4 colleges. He's a sophomore, but there are 4 colleges right now who are saying we need his information. He's got a couple more years before he's able to go into college, but they're after him right now. And this had to do with us helping him bring himself out. Now, one of the things that you'll run into in the soccer arena, especially in Georgia, we learned that there are people who really they didn't want to play us. That was true from the very beginning. From the very beginning, right here in Glenn County, there's another soccer club. And we learned that they didn't want to play us. Eventually, they gave way. And, after some time, they kind of wanted us to join forces. So we had our mission, we had our focus, and we knew our focus was to go into our communities in areas where children might be deprived. And so we have Black and Latino. And while we never turn anybody away, I don't care what color they are. Whoever shows up, that's who we're going to train. That's who's going to play. But over the years, our club has been primarily Black and Latino. And so the great news is that we are helping children develop a sense of pride, excitement. They enjoy themselves. They have a great time. We connect with other organizations. We have a nutrition program. The Thursday fruits and vegetables arrived just before I left. So we give bags to these houses because we want to impact their health. You're going to be a better player if you're healthier. You're also going to be a better student if you're healthier. And so we're pushing the idea of promoting good health. We're also pushing the idea of the science of athletics. How does the shift in your diet affect your body's performance? So while they are playing soccer, they're learning that their careers. We have devices that track their heart rate. We have devices that track what foot they use to pass the ball with, how many times they use their right foot versus their left foot, how many passes did they make, how many times they lose the ball, how many shots did they take. We have devices that track all that information. And so when we give them reports and we're discussing this, we are showing them a career in statistics, analytics. See, so it is soccer, but there's so much more to it. Now, here in this neck of the woods, we have two schools, two high schools. We have Brunswick High and Glenn Academy. And I have to share this story because this was very fulfilling for us as a club. So we trained a certain style. The style we use is the one that takes advantage of what we have. Our community is creative. Our community is free flowing. We're rhythmic. And so we play in that style. It's called possession. We possess the ball, we move together, we work together in triangles to move the ball up the field and take the shot. Well, over time, this little kid that came to us in the 7th grade, he was 12 years old. We trained him. Historically in Brunswick, Georgia, in Glenn County, Glenn Academy has always had the soccer program, the power program. Brunswick High has sort of had a program. And so we have a history of Glenn Academy just beating the stuffing out of Brunswick High over and over again, year after year after year, until the players from Coastal Outreach Soccer started filtering into Brunswick High soccer team. And we got all the way to the point where that child that showed up in the 7th grade at 12 years old becomes the head coach at Brunswick High. And the first year that he is the head coach, Brunswick High beats Glenn Academy twice in that season. And so it speaks to the style of play. It speaks to us being able to create the environment, and let me relate another story here to try to get my.
I want you to go and say what he told you when you called him and told him you were proud of him. Tell them what he said.
Well, the next day after that great victory, I text coach. His name is Enrique Power. I text him to congratulate him on guiding his team to a victory over a team that's beat their school for decades. And when he received my text, he said, "Thank you, coach. All I did was what you guys taught me."
And when you said that, when you said that, I told you, I said, that's 27-17. And that's when I didn't realize, I said, I had made a mistake never having you come on, because I was like, the stuff that Coach Rob Deloach does at 27-17, Coach Sam Carter, the season that they playing, and I was like saying, this what we got. We got to form a network right now because you're doing
Yes.
the same thing. I hear 27-17, the same thing, but you're doing the same thing with regards to the mentorship, all of that. So I'm gonna let you go and tell your other story.
Well, one year I pulled up to practice, and there were two families standing there, and they were Caucasian. It was a little bit unusual at that point, but when I got out of the car, the families approached me and said, are you Coach Otis? I'm like, yeah, that's me. Okay, well, we have our boys here, two boys, and we want them to play high school soccer. And we believe that you guys can get them ready to play. And so we invited them. Okay, come on. Again, I said earlier, we don't stop you because of what community you came from. If you want to play with us, come on. That's fine. So we started the season. Somewhere about midway the season, I come to practice again, and one of the fathers is there waiting for me. And he says, Coach Otis, I saw some of these guys on your team. I saw them before they came to COS. They did not play like they're playing now. He said, it's something that you guys do, and I don't know what it is, but something that you guys do is turning these guys into real players. Well, I knew what it was. I didn't have time to discuss it with him then. I'm trying to get my practice started. But here's something that Coach Sean Williams introduced to our club a good while ago. And it's called development over individual outcomes. Now, what that means is when the match starts, there's something that our players already know. One thing they know is I'm not the least bit concerned about the score. We're not concerned about winning and losing. We are concerned about their development. How did they play? Did they demonstrate that they understand their position, their responsibilities, and how they're supposed to execute that? Now, by accepting that philosophy, what happens is the pressure to win evaporates. Our players know they can make a horrendous mistake on the field, and nobody's going to chew them out. Nobody's going to make them sit down and never come back in the game. They know that their coaches are going to say, okay, listen, might not have been the best decision. We'll do it better next time. It gives them the freedom to try things, the freedom to do stuff that they always wanted to do, but were afraid. By liberating those children, what happens is their creativity blossoms. You know, I had one player, I almost nicknamed him Show Dog. He had moves that he always wanted to do. And right in the middle of the match, he would put a move on one of their players, and it would make the crowd go, oh! And he loved that. So we cheered him on. He ended up playing at Westminster College in Pennsylvania. So our idea is their development. In soccer, you have two things. You have technical development and tactical. Technical has to do with their skills. Can they dribble? Can they shoot? Can they receive the ball? Tactical has to do with understanding when I move this way, what does it do to the defense? When I do this, what is the impact of my move this way and that way? And when we do this based on the formation that we're using, when I do this, what is this player going to do? Understanding how to make that happen. And so we have been cited for producing players who are technically sound. And that's what they want. That's what collegiate coaches want, technically sound players. And so by helping them get there, by creating an environment where it is absolutely okay to screw up, nobody gonna crucify you. We're not gonna get in your face and yell and scream and embarrass you in front of everybody. We're just gonna have a conversation about it. What made you do that? What do you think would be a better idea? Okay, now get back out there and do it over again. So that's the beauty of the organization that we've been blessed to develop. I'm very much excited about having been a part of it from the beginning. It is now 18 years of building this organization, and we've made significant progress. We've had some very special players. One of our players' mother is a native of the Bahamas, which entitled him to try out for the Bahamas national team, and he made it. So Coastal Outreach Soccer has a player who has international experience. We got a chance to watch him as he played, as the Bahamas team played against Puerto Rico and a couple of other countries. So that one example encourages our younger players. That same player that made that team, he was on the futsal court today. And he was the person that the girl I told to score 1 goal, she was playing against him. What does it do to her confidence, as good as he is, to know that she and her teammate worked together to get that goal, that 1 goal? See, these are the things that are important. Our players know that everything's okay. You don't have to worry about the beatdown. I've been a part of teams. I played Little League football and high school football, and I've seen players mess up and come off the field and coach grabs them by the face mask and yells and screams and throw a few expletives, and the child goes and sits down on the bench. Well, I mean, what does that do for his self-esteem? What does it do for when he gets back out there? Terrifies him. He's now frozen.
Coach, we may have some of the other coaches may want to ask you some things because we're going to still go on our other topics, but you want to stay around for the other topics, but they may want to say some things to you because Ebony Sports Reporters is going to start a camp also for football, basketball, and soccer. That's what's going to be happening in 2023. Yeah.
I want to make a suggestion too. You know, when the show came on, the thing that runs that shows football, baseball, basketball, golf, tennis, track, but I didn't see soccer.
What? You didn't see soccer?
I didn't see soccer, man.
And,
you know, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was feeling some type of way.
Soccer was on there.
I didn't see soccer up there.
Hey,
it was on there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see it. You know, all kind of bad things started happening. You know, I'm wearing socks and they just started unraveling.
Go.
I didn't see the soccer up there. I saw football. I saw basketball. I saw baseball, track, tennis, and no soccer, man.
You saw Tiddlywinks up there too. Tiddlywinks.
I saw Tiddlywinks, horseshoes, cornhole, bowling. I saw all this stuff. Badminton, handball, all that stuff ran across the screen.
Coach.
But no soccer, man.
Coach, you've been doing good.
You know, I had to recite some scripture, you know, to help me stay together, you know, while I was rolling, man.
See, Jamal, but you wanted us to act right, Jamal? I'm telling you, Coach, you've been doing good. Oh, Lord, you don't let us out the boss now. You've been doing good.
I held it together as long as I could. Everything would have been all right if soccer had run across the screen.
Hey, we was holding back. But Coach, you stuck up, Coach. You stuck up now.
Can I just have my requests granted? Just when y'all get ready to do the promo again to run the show the next time, just let us say soccer up there, please. You know, you can Google some soccer pictures or something.
Yeah. Bernard is the one that cried. Right. The comment. No, I wasn't crying. I got allergies going on my throat. That Bernard is the one that cries, not me.
Hey, Coach. Hey, you did good, Coach. But you crossed the line in a minute now. You don't guess. So we're gonna let you go this time, but we're gonna get you next time.
But I'm quite sure soccer was on there though.
Okay. Well, you think it was on there? I just missed it.
Yeah, I think you missed it. Soccer. I'm sure soccer's on there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
If it's not, we'll fix that. But I'm sure soccer's on there.
Coach,
Okay.
let me hand you something, Coach. Let me hand you something.
Okay.
You probably missed it.
You're too kind.
So, Coach, you say your daughter plays soccer and she was playing against this kid, and she asked whether how she was gonna score against these guys. How old was she then?
Well, actually, this happened about 30 minutes before I got on the show. And it's my daughter and her other teammate.
How old is your daughter?
My daughter is 17.
Oh, okay. I was kind of scared. I was saying, what this old man having babies for? All right.
So my daughter's 17, and I have a son in the collegiate team, and my son's 22.
All right.
And so, but they know that their job is to apply pressure to those younger players and force them to do better.
Right.
And that's what it is.
So Coach, I'm friends with the mayor, Connell Harvey. We served in the Air Force together. Has he been a supportive of the program, the process that you put together?
Mayor Harvey, in the beginning, he did come. He actually came out to our field a few times in support of our children. And I know you may not be aware, but we've had an election, and we now have a new mayor, Mayor Cosby Johnson, who has also been a real supporter and pusher of what we're doing. We've been blessed to get a lot of folks to take a look at what we're doing. We're doing a lot with 25 cents, basically.
Yeah, I actually went to the college when it was Brunswick Junior College down there in the mid-'80s.
That's been a while.
Yeah, that's been a while.
I knew he was gonna bring that up because he played down there. I knew he was gonna bring that up.
Well, I mean, that's part of. I mean, once you go, if you're on Al Talmud, I mean, that's all of Brunswick. So.
Okay, hold on now. That's not all of Brunswick.
I mean, once you go across the tracks, that's a whole nother world across the tracks.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Did y'all beat the team when they came and they joined on with y'all? When they started playing y'all, did y'all beat them or did they beat y'all?
Well, what happened when we first went over there, I remember the very first game, and they were surprised about a number of things. And they were surprised at the skill level. They weren't surprised about the athleticism. When the final whistle blew, it was it was a tie game. And so in soccer, you settle it with penalty kicks. And that means that you put your goalie in the goal and you select 5 players.
You do know we all athletes and we know how you do the penalty kick, right?
Okay. Well, I run into so many people who haven't the slightest clue about. They don't have the slightest clue about soccer. They just don't even know we have positions. But what ended up happening is I had a very talented athletic goalie. And so every shot they took, he stopped it. And every shot we took, we hit it. And so we won. And this happened on Jekyll Island. So, this is a kind of a moneyed situation here. And after when we won, I gathered my team in the middle of the field and we did our little chant. I congratulated all of them. And while I was doing that, a parent said, somebody wants to talk to you. I walk over there and it's the father of one of the players on the other team. And to just show you he's standing there in a tweed blazer and a matching tweed cap at a soccer game. And when he comes over, he shakes my hand and says, we've never been beaten by a more dignified team. I understood that. I read between the lines. I know what he was saying. What he was saying was, we didn't expect y'all to act like anything but a wild bunch of crazies.
Well, we say those words on our show, so you don't have to hold back.
No.
Yeah.
You can't say the N word. You can't say the N word.
You can say Negroes.
You can say Negroes, right?
Yeah.
Well, that actually came to mind, But anyway, so what ends up happening is they start seeing that we have a program. And we were developing. And so the next misconception they had was that the reason we were building this club is so we can train enough players good enough to get on their team. They thought that's what we were doing.
No.
Their director of coaching came to our director, Sean Williams, and let him know, okay, I've already told my coaches which one of your players to target. So he believed that that's the reason we were doing it. We were trying to develop players that would be good enough to play on their team.
No.
And so, but that's what we run into. I was playing in Savannah, and a coach from Richmond Hill came over to me, and he says, "Coach, I've identified 3 of your players that I want you to give to me. I want you to listen to this insult. I have identified 3 of your players, and I want you to give them to me to be on my team. It'll be a challenge coming to practice in Richmond Hill from Brunswick, but it will be worth it. I would hate to see their talent wasted." That's what he said to me.
Well, it sounds familiar of how our parents have been tricked in these private schools here in Savannah. Well, for football and basketball, where they come in and pluck them at 7th and 8th grade, and then our community thinks that's the best thing since sliced bread.
Yes.
And then when they use them and leave them out there, then they wonder what happened. Well, you signed up for that. You sold your soul to the devil, thinking that was the best piece of bread for your son or daughter. It's the worst misconception. I mean, you see it in soccer. We see it here in football and basketball. It's the mind game to think that for all of these years, those kids have been successful. Nobody really was involved with them. You've taken their talent. You've nurtured them. You and your team. Now all of a sudden, now they are somebody. Now here comes Mr. Gilmore coming in, and then wants to take them to the plantation, and actually think that you're doing them a favor,
right,
by giving those kids to them. And it's like, no, So I'm very outspoken about that. I went to public school, and I think everybody on here, other than Dr. Jamal, who went to Savannah Christian, can attest to that. That Dr. Jamal, I don't know why you're getting offended. Everybody on the show knows you went to Savannah Christian.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a surprise.
His name is James. Well, only why he in the hood, but when he go up on the downtown, he claiming Savannah Christian.
Yeah, we know that. We know that. We know that he got dropped off on a horse in a carriage.
Yeah.
But it's the same mindset, that our parents get tricked into, oh, come over here, it's better over here. But at 9 times out of 10, those kids don't end up going to college. Because, like, me and Coach Sam always say, if you can afford to pay $20,000 to go to private school, you're already paying for college. So they don't need athletics to get their children to college because they already have the resources financially. Yeah. They just do it just to say, hey, I played with Dr. Jamal, I played with Coach Otis, I played with Coach Bernard and Coach Hall, and we won a state championship. All of a sudden, and they were the last people they were at the bottom of the barrel. You know?
Y'all right. But at the end of the day, man, those family not playing. And I'm gonna be honest, those family not paying. They go into private school because I coached the last couple years. I coach at the private school. They go into private school, but we getting them because of their athletic ability, talent. Yes. They're not paying. Trust me when they're not paying
but Bernard, what I'm saying is
some of them not paying.
What I'm saying is the 1 or 2 athletes that are not paying draws 20 or 30 can't play, and they're taking out loans for their kids to go to a school based on their kid is not that talented. They only want the kids that can play. But if we can get somebody to supplement those 3 that pay for free, and we can get 20 to pay, then we win.
You're right.
So somebody got to be the sacrificial lamb. So we got to take those mediocre kids, but we really is paying for those 3 or 4 families that are paying for free. So it ain't. So somebody's paying for it. And it's unfortunately, it's our families that really can't afford that, of getting those kids from one side of town to the other. Yeah. But for some reason, we've allowed, the tricksters to infiltrate our community and then take these kids and then utilize them and use them. And then like they say, like Master say, when they don't work out, then they don't want them no more.
Yeah.
We had the same issue in Brunswick. I know a couple of players, one a basketball player, one a quarterback, and he took a private school to the championship, and he was the hero. But when his time was up, that was it. We're not trying to find a school.
Yeah.
But in fact, academically, you're not even prepared.
No. Yeah.
But we've gotten out of you what we needed. So thank you very much.
Yeah. I got two kids. You had two kids that were recruited from Academy, Frederica Academy, in 2019. Two highly talented players. One is currently, both of them actually went to Auburn at one time, but one is yet transferred, one is still there. In 2019, they were recruited with my son. Very good kids, but Frederica Academy, they were the only two kids at the school, very talented kids. But when you get to college, everybody's talented.
Yeah.
So they never had the opportunity with the iron sharpens iron. They were good when they got college. It's like, man, who are you playing against? So here in Savannah, and I said this, I hadn't coached Little League since 2015, 2014, somewhere around there. And I told these youth coaches, if you want them to build facilities for our communities, that's abandon our Little League football and go pay to play soccer. Take all of our youth organizations, girls included, and let's go play soccer. Pay the $125 entry fee, and I guarantee you wake up in the morning, they'll have football fields and basketball courts all over the city of Savannah. They'd be in every neighborhood because they really don't want you in there. To your point, Doc, they only want that one or two kids that, for whatever reason, say, "Oh, we got minorities on the team, so we can get some money." And if he or she happens to be good, that's even better. But we want to take little Johnny from the hood and put him on our team just because, so we can say we're not discriminating. All you need is one.
That's all.
That's
all you need.
But our coaches were afraid because they weren't thinking outside the box. They was thinking about winning locally. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to make an impact, then you change the narrative. If you want to force county and city commissioners and officers to make change, then you go join them. We take all of our youth, take the whole inner city, and then you go join the county leagues, and you watch how fast things change. They will change in a heartbeat.
Well, that's for sure.
Coach Bernard Brown. Hold on. Coach Bernard Brown wanted to say something. You said you had two things, Coach Bernard Brown?
Yeah, I got two things. The memory of Brunswick. Hey, Coach, first of all, I thank you for a great job.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, he's on the memory of Brunswick. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Hey, I was thank you.
Memories only Wee Willie Wagner down there, hot dog stand. What else is down there?
Hey, I want to thank you for the job you're doing, Coach. And the first thing that us as black men, I know me, the first thing that I did, whatever sports I played was soccer at Maya Middle School, and I left because there was too much running in it. And after that, that was it. But I got two memories in Brunswick.
Okay.
One, in 1980, Tulsa High School went down there and played Brunswick. They had every local police escort us in there, and they call us the N-word, and they said if we lose, we will not leave Brunswick. We had the greatest running back ever out of Georgia was Lamar Owens. We went in there, we took care of business, and they escort us. This is the truth. They escort us probably about, I ain't never seen so many police cars in my life. I was scared, and it was for us, and they escort us out of there. I don't know what was going on. They escort us out of there. The second year, 1981, we came to play for the championship, and y'all had quarterback Quincy Lewis. And Jules, you may remember this, and I took it personal. So we was on the 1 yard line, right? We got a fumble. We was on the 1 yard line. Coach Turner, bless your heart, bless your soul. he decided to change quarterback on the 1 yard line.
Wow.
He changed quarterback on the 1 yard line. Bless his soul. He passed away too. And he fumbled the ball. And they beat us. And ever since then, hey, I had a grudge ever since then. That was been our first our first championship that we would have won. How you gonna make a change in quarterback on the 1 yard line?
Yeah,
but he lost the nerve.
I ain't got nothing but bad memory from Brunswick, and I love y'all. And I just want to tell those 2 stories.
Now you were at Tompkins.
Tompkins High School, the Wolverines, best high school in Savannah.
Y'all played against Brunswick High.
We playing against Brunswick High. Yep.
Okay. Well, I attended Glenn Academy, which is not the better school for people from our community.
So why you on this show? So why you on this show? I thought you was. No, I'm just joking.
I attended Glenn Academy.
Hey, Glenn Academy, not even the son. We dragged them every year we played them. We dragged them. So I'm sorry, we dragged them.
Hey,
well, you must have been in there after I left.
When you left?
81.
Oh no, you was there.
We had 81, and we beat y'all every time.
Every time, Drew. You was here.
So you from Bernard? You from Tompkins?
Tompkins High School. Yep.
And Julius.
Ain't but one high school in Savannah.
Ain't but one
high school. That's Beach High School. Beach High School.
So we played Groves.
Yep.
And that was a no deal for them.
Yeah.
And who else was Johnson? Adam Smashers.
Yep.
I went to Johnson and we beat y'all then. I went in 1979, 78. We beat y'all then. Y'all had some beautiful women though. Y'all had some beautiful women, but we cut that part. Coach, hey, yeah.
Jamal, I think some of your buddies on the show having memory issues. They're having memory issues because I remember us beating down Johnson.
Oh, we didn't go to Johnson.
So Johnson, Groves, and
you probably beat Windsor Fires. You probably beat
Windsor Fires. Yeah,
we know you beat Jenkins.
Yeah. Listen. No. So it was so Groves, Windsor Forest, Johnson,
Jenkins.
Was it Jenkins?
Don't, not Jenkins. Not Jenkins.
And you know what? I think it was Jenkins.
Yep.
When I was on the JV playing tailback, and our season ended, and they let me play on the varsity, and we were doing so good, the coach threw me in there.
That's about right. If you played against Jenkins.
That's about right.
Listen. I got all the way. I ran the ball all the way down to the 2 yard line, so it was 1st and goal. And guess what the coach did?
Took you out.
Took me out.
See, and that's the same thing.
The coaches might have been friends.
Hey.
Took me out and put in this other player, white dude, who was my backup on JV.
That's why he took you out, white dude.
And he walked into the end zone from the 2 yard line.
That's how y'all definitely was playing Jenkins.
No, that was Beach. That was Beach. That was a Jenkins.
No, I think that was Jenkins.
Yeah, you're right. Your memory serves you well.
See, okay. I'm gonna say this to America. He's got corrupted. That's why I was trying to stop that. Coach Otis Muhammad, he not got corrupted by Coach Bernard Brown, Coach Robert DeLoach, Coach Julian. He not got corrupted. I'm saying it again.
The truth.
Oh my God.
But listen to the great ending of the story. The next day, I grabbed the Brunswick News to see if they mentioned how far I ran down the field. Not only did they mention that, they gave me credit for the touchdown too in the newspaper. So poetic justice.
Yeah.
Against Beach High School. Against the blue and the gold. Blue and gold.
That didn't happen.
I don't think it was Beach, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was Jenkins, and what they did was the reason why they took you out and put the white boy in, because they know Jamal was playing on that end, and he could have ran over Jamal and let him in there. That's what happened.
and you probably had 300 yards that game.
Yeah, because he was walking around with his jersey tucked in. Hey, he don't know who had a belt with his towels.
Oh,
Oh man, y'all done brought back some good memories.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I remember when I played, and I'm a little younger than you guys, but the Fisher guys were pretty tough coming out of Glen Academy. Randy Fisher and Pie
Randy
Fisher.
Fisher, yes sir.
Yeah, those Fisher boys out of Glen Academy, they was something to reckon with.
Yeah,
but it was hard to beat them in Glen Academy. I played at Beach, but when they came to Savannah, we had to let them know, man. You know, it's different down here when you come playing these brick walls.
Yeah,
but they were some great athletes. I think Randy went on to play at Georgia.
Did y'all have 13 players in between the brick walls?
That's all you need.
Where did Blasingame play at? Statesboro or Brunswick?
Who? He played Bradwell. Dominic Blasingame. He played at Bradwell.
Yeah.
Now we my junior year we played Bradwell playoff game, and this was the first round, and there was like a minute some seconds left, and Bradwell was up by 3. You know, our star quarterback dropped back and hit this very fast receiver, Curry Atkinson, across the middle. Curry turned on the jets, burned it down the field, outran everybody, 70-yard touchdown. And the referee in the end zone threw a flag. Guess what the call was?
Celebration.
Holding.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
This is the referee who's down the field in the end zone with the touchdown. He throws the flag, holding, and he's calling on a lineman.
Yeah, that's the
trickery.
Yeah. Hey, you got to get the Bradwell, man. They had some bad boys playing for Bradwell too. And you know what? Sports today is not like sports like we came up in.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's a whole new different breed. You know.
Yes, sir.
Trust me.
So Doc, part of what we try to do here, at least with the gym, is we create a narrative about the shirt I have on, Separation Summer. And it kind of dwells on how do you get better outside of your craft, you know. So most of these kids that we train to play football, so whatever the work they did in the summer, it's going to show next month here, August, you know, throughout the season. Yeah. But also we want to push them on, you know, not only work on your skills, but are you doing any reading for the summer? Are you working on, you know, getting better? Are you better in your community? Are you working better in your home? And we push kids the campaign, and it kind of took on. I have 2 kids that are playing college ball, one at Florida State and one at VCU. And they took on the same attitude of Separation Summer. And they posted on their websites, and they need to be getting paid for it. But it's just a narrative, you know, that, you know, we want to push them to get better. And for me and Coach, you know, we had to get better over the summer as well and, you know, turn up our game. So we're going to push this campaign every summer where we encourage kids and parents and coaches to get better at their craft.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to throw a question at
1980, Jenkins 42, Glen Academy 19.
Yeah. Oh, we ain't say y'all lost. We just said you came in the game. Glen Academy, everybody used to drag. I'm gonna be honest with you, Coach, and you're a good little fella. But everybody used to put Glen Academy on their schedule, on their homecoming schedule, because they know we was gonna win that game. We got you know how I used to put the homecoming team? Glen Academy is one of them.
Yeah.
Coach Bernard, what year did you graduate?
In 1981.
1981. See, so I graduated in 81.
Yep.
So I think there's some issues with your memory.
Ain't no issues. Y'all was a homecoming. Y'all was a homecoming team.
There's a homecoming. Hey, Bernard, there's a homecoming queens.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So 1980 would have been your junior year.
Right.
And that's the year we had the #1 ranked defense in the state of Georgia.
Y'all did?
Yes. Yes. And we went to the playoffs.
Yeah. Hey.
We lost one game that season.
Yeah.
We lost one game that season.
Y'all probably didn't play us that year. Y'all ain't played us that year.
I know we did. I know we did.
See, Dr. Jamal.
Y'all ain't played us that year.
Dr. Jamal, you got the phone. Pull up the stats, Dr. Jamal. You got the analyticals.
All I know is we went to Brunswick. and they had all those policemen. I thought we didn't know. Hey, all the police escorted, and hey, they didn't escort us out of Glen Academy. They escorted us out of Brunswick.
But you know, they also did that Wayne County and down in Jessup. That's what they do too.
Effingham, Statesboro, you name it.
Yeah, it was crazy back there, man.
Sound like y'all got police escorts every city y'all went in.
We did.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't the city. Maybe it wasn't the city y'all was going in. It's the people that was going in.
But hell,
no, that was not it. It was the cities we were going in. That's what it was.
Trust me.
I got to stand and represent right now. Though I ain't down with Tompkins like that, but again, that's what we had to deal with. So but now since we all here, since Coach, you still on here with us? I not got to throw it out there because again, we got this topic. Kyler Murray required to do 4 hours a week with regards to studying. Then you got an anonymous defensive coordinator saying Patrick Mahomes does play street ball, and then also you have folks come at Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
what is that about?
Hey, I was waiting on this here, and I'm gonna say this here. You know what? First of all, if it was a Brady, you wouldn't have never heard of that. It was Aaron Rodgers, you wouldn't have heard. I am so tired of these white folks always trying to just tear us down because we taking over. It's more black quarterbacks in the NFL than there ever was at the end of the day. And then you putting out there that this guy don't study. That's a reflection on y'all. That means he ain't got to study and still be all pro. What they tell you?
And y'all paid him.
Y'all paid him. And Jackson, he running y'all all over the place. He ain't got to throw down the field. He doing his job, and y'all paying. It's always about paying these guys. At the end of the day, stop, man. Trust me, the NFL is a lioness. That's why I don't like the commissioner. I think he's a punk. I think they need to change the commissioner. And at the end of the day, that's just my opinion, man. Leave these boys alone. If they bringing all that money to your field, shut up. And the only reason why they're doing this because they don't want to play these black boys. They don't want to play them.
And what they fail to realize is that it's entertainment, Bernard. And when you talk about street ball, who was the greatest street ball player in the history of the NFL? Anybody can answer that? Michael Vick.
Michael Vick. I'm about to say Michael Vick. Yeah.
Michael Vick. They love Michael Vick. Who didn't want to see the greatest show on earth?
Yeah.
They never won anything. Vick. Never won anything.
Yeah.
But listen. Back up.
Glen Academy?
No.
Okay.
I don't remember the years that Fran Tarkenton played, but when he did all his running around and scrambling and being creative and out of the just throwing the ball any kind of way, they talked about his craftiness, his shiftiness, his cleverness. He's a slippery quarterback. They didn't call it street ball then.
Yeah.
Manziel.
Yeah. What we got to understand. What we got to understand is they will always look for ways to maintain control.
Yeah.
So you got all these great quarterbacks, these great black quarterbacks. And so we're going to make a stand. This is the standard over here.
Yeah.
And so you're not matching up to the standard. They throw Russell Wilson in there too. He runs around too much. He's not a stand in the pocket quarterback.
Yeah.
Who cares? He gets the ball down the field. He scores. The team wins. The crowd comes to see, and the organization makes millions upon millions of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about it. As sorry as the Cleveland Browns have been.
Yeah.
Losing, but they still exist. Why? Because in all that losing, they still making money.
Yeah. Yeah.
See? So you can't sit here and start talking about, they're not a traditional quarterback and they don't do this and they don't do that. That's a bunch of foolishness.
Yeah.
That's just a way to try to hold on to the standard while black quarterbacks are coming in here and changing and recreating the standard all day long.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
But
Rob DeLoach.
The other part of that is not only the quarterback position, but the offensive lineman.
Yeah.
at one point they talked about the Hogs. The Hogs wasn't black. The Hogs were a big bunch of white boys.
White boys. Yeah.
But now we got, then you can see this in college football, and this started happening probably 5-6 years ago. The University of Georgia whole offensive line is black.
Yeah.
And y'all got a kid from Brunswick that plays on the offensive line at University of Georgia.
Yes, sir.
And in the 80s, you would have never heard about a black guy playing offensive line at any of these PWI institutions. Never.
Yeah.
But now that has transitioned to the NFL. And, I mean, hell, there's nothing really left for them but the quarterback. So they have to try to downgrade it to protect what they call is the leadership position on the field.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're right. And you know what kills me, Jules, and everybody on here?
Coach Bernard Brown, Coach Julius Hall had to say something. Then we'll come up to you. All right.
I want to tell Jamal you got till 9:32. But did y'all?
I have a life.
Did you hear Deion say the other day? They asked Deion whether he was getting ready to get his team ready to play Alabama. Deion said, "You crazy? I'm not sacrificing my boys. I got to get my boys right on that front five first. I got to beef up my front five." He said, "That's where it's at. I'm talking about the skill positions with the defensive backs and the quarterbacks and running backs and the cornerbacks." He said, "I got to get that front five on defense and offense right first.
Yeah.
Then I'll be ready to play them." He said, "Give me a year."
Yeah, I know it. He right. He right, Jules.
He right.
Unless he's going to get players that play at Alabama, he's going to get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
But you need some big boys because it's the offensive line. You can't protect the quarterback and open holes, you can't win. If you can't get big enough players to penetrate on defense, then you can't win.
Yeah,
they got all day to pick you apart. So Deion is knows exactly what he's talking about. He's great coach.
And Deion Sanders and Ebony Sports Reporter is the only true black organization that's putting it out there. And we keeping it real. You go to ESPN would never say what we saying. They will be fired. They will be fired. Period. So y'all keep on tuning in to Ebony Sports Report. We're gonna keep it real at the end of the day. Go ahead, Jamal. I just want to throw that out there.
Well, and something the interesting thing about this is that there's been anonymous defensive coordinators who've been saying that. It's not been offensive coordinators saying that. That's the thing. And I'm like, why do y'all entertain a defensive coordinator? They're the ones that's supposed to control Patrick, Kyler, and Lamar, and Mike, and all of them. So if it ain't no OC saying that, then why we even listen to that madness? But just throwing it out there. But it's the defensive coordinator saying that. You can't handle them. That's what it is. So you better step up your game.
Well, part of that is their job is in jeopardy too, because the brothers are taking over the defensive side of the ball because they understand athleticism. On what's required at that level. You know, that Jack Del Rio and all those what they call them reconditioned coaches, man, they're a thing of the past. So these young brothers that are coming in the game that has very high knowledge. Once they get in, once we get in the door, it's over.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
So that's why you see the same white coaches just keep getting recycled and recycled and recycled. They're trying to hold on to them.
Yeah. At the end of the day, and what it is, and people, I'm telling you right now, is we as a black community just can come together and start tearing each other apart. Man, you know how bad we'll be if it wasn't for all those black brothers that Coach was talking about that's lined up at the University of Georgia. That white man would have never got no 10-year contract. Never.
And that's why these kids need to be getting paid.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I mean, you think about this. I'll never forget Herschel Walker, before he left and went to the USFL, the University of Georgia installed 12,000 new seats in their stadium. 12,000 new seats. You think about, I don't know what tickets cost back then, but 12,000, if it's just $10, that's an additional $120,000 every game. And he left and went to USFL. Back then, that told me the impact of black players on these colleges, because you would spend the money to install 12,000 new seats in that stadium.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're making a ton of money for the college. Science buildings are being built behind this running back.
Yeah.
You know, all kind of
I
other
would
stuff.
say this. I went to the University of Alabama to a football game. They played Tennessee. This is about 3 years ago. And Nick Saban, the great Nick Saban, when they were getting ready to run out the tunnel, they came out on DMX. That told me all I need to know.
Yes, sir.
Right there. Nick Saban ran out on DMX. DMX.
Yeah. Hey.
And they had that light show going on, and that crowd, them white folks, they had a clue about what they was listening to. But I said, man, Nick Saban running out on DMX. It's all about the show.
Hey, and they had to tell Nick who he running out on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the reality is that it is all about a show. That's actually what it's all about. I mean, in every professional sport, because you want people to pay money to come see.
Yeah. Must see TV.
That's real.
And that's the segue to this topic right here. Now, I sent to y'all a later link with regards to, we discussed this, Charles Barkley and Liv, and people being concerned about Barkley not going over. What's your thoughts with regards to that, Coach Rob DeLoach, Liv and Charles Barkley, and his perspective about some of this right here?
Man, listen. These folks been sold, they sold for the almighty dollar. The OJ said it way back in the days. And to be honest, I mean, this is America. Everybody's trying to, everybody buying them lottery tickets and not winning, and keep growing and growing and growing. Everybody's chasing the dollar. You know, old man Mr. Pendergraft always told me, man, don't chase the dollar, let the dollar chase you.
Yeah.
And that means know your worth. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You got to know your worth. You got to be able to put a dollar to what you think that you're valuable to, because they're going to put their dollar on it, and that's why we come to negotiate. No, I'm not going to do that. But I mean, you know, the Saudi Arabians, I mean, they got money. They got money to throw away.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the white boys don't give a damn. They ain't dedicated to nobody but the dollar.
You know, always been for sale.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. But you don't see Shaq and all Kenny and them talking about that foolishness. Yeah. But, you know, Barkley, you know, he straddles the fence. That's just what he does. He's going to give a little money to HBCU, but then he going to go back. You know, he got an ugly white wife. So, with me, what you expect?
Yeah. Is she ugly?
Hardcore truth.
Ugly.
Yeah, we keep it 100.
So the opinion of Coach Rob DeLoach is the opinion of Coach Rob DeLoach. It is not the opinion of Ebony Sports Reporters. That's the caveat.
But we concur.
Coach Julius, again, the concurrence by them is also not the appearance of the statement of and the views of Ebony Sports Reporter. Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts on the topic?
I think, Charles, there is no loyalty to these people who paying you this money. When they get ready to get rid of you, you're through. Take the money, Charles. He's not obligated to do anything at TNT.
Yeah.
Take the money, go in and make your money. They want to pay you $200 million and you got to think about it? What is there to even think about? What is there to think about? $200 million to talk about golf. Golf.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
So we are frightened now. We not come to Coach Bernard Brown. We are frightened as about what's about to come out of his mouth right now. That's the caveat to all of America.
Hey, based on a true story.
Lord Jesus.
Hey, man, come on. They talking about paying his man, what, like you said, $275 million. They don't want Shaq. They don't want Kitty. They want Barkley. Barkley always been that way. Barkley always is nobody control Barkley. That's just the way he is. Why I want to bring Shaq over here and he can't even spell golf? You know what I'm saying? Come on. I want to bring somebody to go make that money. And you know what the purse is next year? They got one purse, y'all. And I'm gonna try to clean my game up. $405 million. Their first event in 2023. Shit, man, I'm going. And last place, that means you getting close to $1 million. Man, our Birdie, our Bogey, and everything.
Bernard, they want Charles Barkley because they're going to pay Charles Barkley $275 million to be accommodator for what, 10 years or something it was?
Yeah.
I don't know how many years it was. But they know that over the course of the time, Charles is going to gamble it back to them on the golf course and lose.
Come on, Drew. Why you want to do that, man? Drew, you a boy. You had to throw Barney out like that. You had to do that. Hey, and you know what? Charles going to call Jordan, and then he going to call Tiger, and all of them going to be in Las Vegas and give it away.
No, Tiger done sold out. Tiger.
Hey, long as they don't invite Deshaun Watson.
I know. You got to invite him so they can massage him.
Yeah,
Coach
Pete Rose might be there too.
Coach Otis Muhammad, what's your perspective on this topic? Charles and Liv.
Well, listen, we all grown folks, and as grown folks, we have the right to make the decisions that we feel are in the best interest of ourselves and what we're doing and what we want to do and what we don't want to do. Now, having said that, some people make choices that make me really don't even want to be in the next room with him. Charles Barkley is in that group. I don't like that dude.
Come on,
I don't like Charles Barkley. Go on and get your $275 million, and then, if they want you to, put on a tutu and a clown hat. Whatever it is that you want to do that you think is okay for you to do to get a pile of money, go ahead and do that. You just never be on my guest list to go anywhere or be anywhere. You ain't going to be in a room with me nowhere. I don't like that dude.
Well, why you don't like him? Why you don't like him?
He's in my judgment. In my judgment now. See,
okay.
Jamal, I was nice about an hour ago, but they pulling it out of me now.
Because that's how it is. I told you they will corrupt you. I told you that. I told you I tried to be the same one. Okay, go ahead.
I think he's a sold out dude of low character, and I can't stand somebody who is I can't say that.
A UT
who is sold out to the dollar. Anything for $1.
What that coach? That's all y'all Negroes. All y'all do that. Y'all ain't just Charles Barkley.
That's all them Negroes.
You got Michael Jordan, you got Tiger Woods, you got Van Johnson, you got all of them. Trust me, you got all of them. So don't just say Charles Barkley. You got all of them. You got somebody in your city locally.
But that's on their small percentage. We'll put Barkley on the same platform as your Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas. That's correct.
Yeah, right. That's
nobody
true.
likes, Coach, we agree with you. I don't like Charles Barkley.
Right.
I don't. He don't give back nothing. Shaq, I love Shaq. Shaq does what he's supposed to do. Shaq has invested his money and did what he's supposed to do, and Shaq gives back. Charles Barkley, he gonna take the money because he needs the money. And
well, I guess that'll be a segue to this topic right here.
They don't give back.
Mute Coach Bernard Brown, mute him. We have the power to mute people on this show, Coach Otis. We are able to mute people. Mute Bernard Brown. Mute him. Mute him. So we're going to this right here. Coach Julius Hall, since you threw it out there, that topic. Shaq now paid $6,000 for this young man who has a size 18 feet and with regards to the shoes for him. What's your thoughts with regards to your views on that, Coach Julius Hall? You gave some views with regards to that.
Well, Shaq paid $6,000 for those shoes. He brought the boy 10 pair of shoes, and he said he's going to buy his outfit. He's going to buy him a suit so he can go back to school in. Shaq hears stories, and he does the same thing that Tyler Perry does. Tyler Perry pays for more stuff than anybody ever know because he does a lot of it anonymously, but his PR people lets it out. And these other celebrities need to do the same thing. It just shouldn't be Charles and Tyler Perry and Shaq. I mean, shouldn't be just Shaq and Tyler Perry. You got people making millions and billions of dollars. LeBron gives a whole lot of it.
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to Coach Otis Muhammad. What's your thought? What's your thoughts with regard to the Shaq?
Well, I mean, if you're doing something for somebody for a good cause, you know, I'm gonna pat you on the back. You know, everybody, you know, you got a whole lot of folks with a lot of money who's, you know, really about self, and that's about it. That ain't necessarily the case.
Bernard Brown.
Man, wait, I said
Bernard Brown. Continue, Coach Otis. Bernard Brown's one of them. Go ahead.
So, and just let me just throw this in there because I want to give him props. One of the ways that Coastal Outreach Soccer has made it this far is that we have a superstar from Brunswick who thought it not robbery to support improvements in his own hometown. That man is Darius Slay, has been a consistent supporter of Coastal Outreach Soccer and has done many of things that didn't get out, but because we worked with him, we know what he did. And we told a few people, but it didn't land in the paper. It wasn't on social media, but we just knew that he did something to help a bunch of people, a whole bunch of people. And so we got lots of folk who are doing well. Darius is in his third season with the Philadelphia Eagles and doing very well. He's a good, strong supporter, believes in supporting his community and stuff. So again, you got people like that all over the place. And so I'm just, anytime somebody's willing to help, you know, thumbs up from me.
All right. Awesome. Coach Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regards to Shaq and the young man? We talking about Shaq and the young man and the shoes, Coach Bernard Brown, the goodness of Shaq.
Yeah. Hey, let me say this. I don't appreciate you talking nonsense about me in front of my face. You know what I'm saying? You can do it behind my back. I don't appreciate that. But okay. Hey, Shaq is a good dude. Like Shaq's son, he's go to this private school we was talking about. Shaq's son go to this private school up in Atlanta. And then Shaq gonna do basketball camp August the 20th in Swanee Sports Academy. So Shaq do give back, and I appreciate Shaq for doing what he's doing. And I hope that family really appreciate him, what he do. And to be honest, Shaq is a good guy, man. Shaq give. Shaq is a billionaire now. If a lot of people be like Shaq, LeBron, and all that, you know, it'll be a better place. So I ain't gonna say nothing bad about that, but I don't appreciate Jamal trying to throw me on the bus on Ebony Sports Supporter. But I love you, Jamal, and Jules, you know I do.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. I'm not gonna say anything about what happened on Saturday night. That's another show. I will not bring it up on Ebony Sports Report. I would not bring it up.
Jamal, first of all, you trying to get away from going on the show on Saturday on America After Dark. You talking about your throat hurt. Then you gonna probably text me and say, "Oh, it done got worse." I can't. Man, show up. Don't even try to punk out like that.
I'm gonna be there. I'm just talking about last week. I'm talking about last week. I ain't bringing that up tonight on Ebony Sports Reporters. I ain't gonna bring that up. I'm talking about last week. I'm talking about right now. So we now move on to Coach Rob DeLoach. Coach Rob DeLoach, what's your thoughts with regard to Shaq spending $6,000 on a young man, size 18 feet, for shoes, 10 pair of shoes, and also doing some other gifts for the young man? What's your thoughts with regard to that?
Well, Shaq traditionally has done that. I mean, he's taken a kid to Freeman's and bought him, you know, shoes out of Freeman's. He's been doing that for years. I'm glad that he's spending his money on some quality shoes instead of buying them kids them damn Shaqs out of Walmart.
Ooh, so vicious.
You mad at the kid going to school on the first day with them Shaqs on? Man, please. So I ain't gonna never knock Shaq because he always trying to do the right thing. As long as he's not trying to supply those kids with a year supply of them Shaq diesels.
Hey, he sent to school with the pizza. What is a Papa John? He sent him to the Papa.
Yeah, but if you put them Shaqs on, you're gonna need $6,000 worth of recovery. For your damn pizza.
that can be rough. Back in my day, it was cat head that you got beat up for.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You cannot go with the skinny leg jeans and the big old shacks, the big old head on them shoes. No sweatpants are gonna cover those.
So Coach Bernard Brown is laughing, and Shaq is sponsoring a basketball camp at Swanee Sports Academy.
Hey, he's not bringing the shoes. He's not bringing the shoes. He supplied us with Papa John pizza. He ain't bringing the shoes. I was allowed to bring those shoes.
So now we move on to this topic right here. And again, I'm trying to think who will be more responsible, but we do a rotation, and I'm scared about this rotation because where I should go, I really don't want to go first, but I'm going to do this. How should Jaylen Brown feel right now with the Boston Celtics? How should Jaylen feel? And what's the thought of Kevin now being with Boston? Coach Bernard Brown, who I'm scared to go to, how should Jaylen Brown feel with regard to the possible rumors that were out there, a trade for Jaylen Brown, and with regards to Kevin Durant?
Hey,
go ahead.
You know what? Thought? Hey, Jaylen should feel good. Jaylen a bad boy. Hey, Boston never did appreciate this guy. You know what I'm saying? This guy, he's a bad boy. Trust me. And I still don't like him because he beat us for that championship. But Jaylen is a good guy. I think he'll fit well in New Jersey. Let me tell you about, man, Kevin Durant. Man, go away. I am so tired of him, and y'all know that too. I'm tired of him. I'm tired of what the other boy name?
Kyrie.
I'm tired of them. They need to go away. Boston making a big mistake. Why you worrying about let's do it now when you got Jaylen, 22, 23, the future? You can get more championship out of them. That's the dumbest trade in American history if that happened.
To America, to Kevin Durant, and to Kyrie Irving, we love y'all. We love you all. The opinion of Coach Bernard Brown is solely his opinion. We are that Kyrie, you are our brother, so we down with you. But then Kevin Durant, you know you out of DC, so you know we down. So Coach Julius Hall, what's your thoughts with regard to this?
I concur with what Bernard said. Kevin Durant, I like him, but I don't think Coach need to let Kevin Durant. I heard his girl like a thug, and Kevin Durant with that nappy head looked like a thug. So I don't think he need to let him nowhere near his wife. What his wife's name is?
Oh. No, you didn't, Drew. No, you didn't go
there. The opinions, Coach Julius Hall, are solely his opinions. Not the opinions of Ebony Sports Reporters. Kevin, again, we love you.
We just keeping it real. You know, and Kevin, I don't think that Boston has a nice team that they should not let anything break up. Why would you bring Kevin Durant? I like Kevin Durant. I don't know why you would want to think that Kevin Durant is the player to bring in there. Kevin Durant does one thing that I don't like. He's a great shooter, great player, but he does not have the hustle on the offensive side of the ball. He's just looking for the ball.
Yeah.
You know, he's no LeBron. You know, he's not looking to get everybody in the game. Kevin Durant is a one-on-one type player.
Yeah. Yeah. He don't have no heart. No heart.
Coach Otis Muhammad, what's your thoughts with regards to this Jaylen Brown from the Atlanta area? Bernard Brown still has trauma based on him. And so there are rumors with regards to Boston trading him for Kevin Durant. So what's your thoughts with regards to that? How should Jaylen feel?
Well, now, just being straight up, you know, my head around this time is so buried in soccer that I haven't kept up with what's going on with Boston. I will request though that folk, you know, leave my Muslim brother Kyrie Irving alone. I'm gonna request that.
Right.
I'm gonna request that y'all leave my brother alone.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Dr. Jamal. I'm just gonna say that. Case closed. You know.
That sounds like a good academy. That sound like a Glen Academy answer. That sound like a Glen Academy answer.
Get a little touchy.
That's why y'all ain't won now.
Get a little touchy. And so Coach Rob DeLoach, we are not talking about Email Joker's wife or anything like that. We are just merely talking about Kevin and Jaylen Brown, a possible trade, Jersey and Boston.
Well, first of all, there's not a barber in Boston that's going to let Kevin Durant sit in the chair, for one.
That was vicious.
But I'm just telling the truth. Because as cold as it get in Boston, them things going to fall off like raisins.
Oh, boy.
See, we say what they won't say, Coach Muhammad. We say what they won't say.
That's it.
Well, you're right about it. I can vouch for that. Y'all say stuff that people just ain't gonna say.
Can you imagine sitting in that barber chair and the barber got on a face shield from all of them naps on his damn face from Kevin Durant? That trade ain't going down.
Oh, Lord.
See, but
on the healthcare alone, that trade is not going down. We're not even talking about the talent.
Yeah.
I think that's the last picture I saw of Kevin Durant, and I noticed that hair. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's a bunch of Italians up there in Boston, and they're not about to cut that Negro hair up there. No.
we might need to be watching ourselves for Will Smith, because he must have got alopecia too.
Oh, Lord.
But on a serious note, I would not trade Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant.
Nah.
At this stage of Kevin Durant's career. Jaylen Brown is an all-star. He actually was a better player in the playoffs, more so than the light-skinned dude.
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum. No, the light-skinned dude. I had it right the first time.
Can I interject a question?
Yes, sir.
The question is, who is the bigger ticket draw, Kevin Durant or Jaylen Brown?
Oh, Kevin Durant by far.
There you go.
Hey, you can draw tickets, but tickets can't, just because those fans stand in the stadium, they ain't bringing no championship. I don't care how many people he bring in the stand to look at his nappy head. He ain't winning no championship.
But that nappy head, so what's the trade? You want championships or a few more $1 million?
I want championships.
Which one the owners want?
See, that's just like Glen Academy. Y'all want to play playoff, or y'all just want to, you know what? I ain't gonna get with you, coach.
this is what that Glen Academy student does. This is called critical thinking. We gotta sidestep the traditional thing and understand this is not about winning, losing a championship. This is about an organization making a pile of money. And so Kevin Durant and all of his knots up there gonna bring more people in, plunking out money. That's gonna be a few more $1 million than Jaylen. Jaylen gonna go somewhere and still do good.
Hey, coach, you don't know the history of Boston.
Kevin, we love you, Kevin. Kevin, we love you. We love you, Kevin. We love you on Ebony Sports Reporters. Kevin, we love you. We love you, brother. We love you, Kevin. We love you.
Man, that jersey ain't worth the damn money the paper was printed on.
I know it. Steph, the number one selling jersey. Steph.
All right, Jamal, you got 3 minutes.
Yeah, and we'll move to the very last subject matter. And that's with regards to the World Championships, with regards to, again, the relay race. And then Chelsea McLaughlin brought it on in. What's your thoughts with regards to that?
Can I take that
Coach
one
Julius Hall. Coach Julius Hall. We got 3 minutes on it, so we ain't got a lot of time. Give your thoughts on that, Coach.
Chelsea, run, Chelsea, run.
Sydney.
I watch it over and over again.
Sydney. Yeah.
Strides down that field. That uniform is a little tight and it stretches.
Bernard Brown, what's your thoughts with regards to Chelsea? Somebody else, but Sydney McLaughlin, she brought it on in.
Yeah, But you know what? It's a team. I looked at all those girls. All those girls did a great job. Even the little white girl. I think she white, but she fast too. That's a good team. Hey, the world's record, that's the fastest ever on American soil. All 4 of those girls was bad. All 4. And it looked good too, man. Good Lord. Okay.
Coach Rod DeLoach.
I'll just say that I had an opportunity to see Sydney run as a youth. And she was on a 4x1 team, and they went dead last at A&T. And Sydney went and got every last one of those girls and brought it home and still won by 60 meters. Mm-hmm. So I knew then, I saw her as a freshman in high school. She was the best athlete as a freshman for 4 years of competing as a youth.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
She was the best athlete. That's Christian Coleman, all of those guys. Cindy McLaughlin was the best athlete, male and female, way before the world saw her on stage. Most people in the track world knew that Cindy was going to be special because she actually has a brother that ran at University of Michigan. And they never talked about her brother, but they talked about her as a phenom. And and the thing about it, Cindy could long jump. You know, Cindy could run the 1, the 2, the 4, the 400-meter hurdles. It's nothing that young lady could not do. So I'm not surprised. She has a great personality, as you can see. She will be the new face of women's track and field now that Allison Felix has moved on. And if you know, they don't take the traditional African-American dark-skinned women for track and field. So stay tuned, and we look forward to the great things for them.
Coach Otis Muhammad, give you the last view on this. You don't have a lot of time because Coach Julius Hall already said 3 minutes, and they've already taken out most of the 3 minutes. What's your thoughts with regard to that?
I'm just going to say I have a high appreciation for people who master their craft, and I love watching that. That's all I got to say about that.
And
because
in term, that means that you love them outfits that they be wearing. Okay, we heard it.
I see how people just put stuff in your mouth. I was thinking about that.
Yeah, they need to go with the ones.
Chelsea. I meant to say run Chelsea, run Chelsea. Run. I might say Sydney, but I meant to say.
They do need to improve those outfits, though.
Less is best.
They ain't got to run naked.
That's right. Less is best. Please say they don't have to run naked.
Less is winning.
To all of America, this has been Ebony Sports Reporters. Again, we thank Coach Otis Muhammad, Coach Bernard Brown, Coach Julia Hall, Coach Rob DeLoach. We will see you next week. Kevin, we down with you, brother. We down with you. We down. We don't care what they say. Ebony Sports Reporters in the house.
Get a comb that jersey.
And Bernard,
comb that jersey.
Get a haircut.
Coach Rob and Bernard, I'm voting that we bring Coach Otis Muhammad back.
Yes.
Yeah. You got to come back. Hey.
Run, Otis, run. Run, Otis, run.
I'll be happy to come back when I'm available.
That's
okay. Whenever you're available. All right. Good
night.
night.
Have a good night.
All right. Y'all be good.
All right.
like that.